Hi, Carrie Alves here from All Things Portraiture, and in this series of 4 videos, I'm going to show you how to either choose or take an effective reference photograph for your figurative or portrait artwork. I'll also provide you with a free downloadable cheat sheet that you can keep as a handy reference guide. And today I'm going to show you how to properly light your model using the camera that you've got and the cheapest and easiest source of light that you can access without having to pay for any lighting equipment. And that source of light is from a window. So before we start any image, the first principle of realism that we really need to learn is how to understand light. And particularly when we're talking about it in the context of portraiture, it really doesn't matter who your subject is, how interesting they are, how beautiful, how dramatic, how sweet, how whatever it is that you're trying to say in this particular portrait. The first thing that you need to really look at is how you're going to light your subject. And this is really, really critical, and it changes everything. It establishes the mood, how attractive somebody looks, how young they look, how old they look, how unattractive they look, and everything that you're trying to say about this image is going to be dictated by the light. Also within the context of using photographic reference for portraiture, there's a number of issues that you need to be aware of. If the subject is not lit properly, if it's flat, even lighting, if you've used a camera flash, if you've used the wrong lens, if you're coming at it from the wrong angle, what you'll end up with is an image that looks photographic.
If we want to master portrait lighting, one of the best places to look is to the masters. And until recently, they had only natural light to rely on in order to create and design their images. Likewise, early portrait photographers had no one to learn from. They were pioneers. So where did they look to find out about how to light a subject? They looked to portrait painters. And if we look to both of these groups of portrait artists, you will see that the patterns are the same. Capturing character, having the light wrap softly around the face, a full range of values from dark darks to light lights, and strong shadow shapes with a variety of edges that help articulate the form. Now, let's take a closer look at what doesn't work for portrait lighting and why. The image on the left has flat, even lighting. There are no shadows and no form. And this is caused from the on-camera flash that is directly in front of the sitter. And what it does, it blasts the face with a complete, even flow of light, which eliminates all shadows. For portrait lighting, on-camera flashes are a no-no. They are the enemy. They eliminate all the things that we want in our images. So turn them off on your camera when you're taking your reference photos. When we look at the image on the right, the lighting is called directional, meaning simply that it's coming from a direction. It's not just flat and even. It can come from left or right, top or bottom. It doesn't matter, just as long as it's coming from a direction that moves across the face. And that directional lighting is what gives us form, shadows, and edges, all the things that we're looking for as working artists. So where do we find the best light? Well, we're going to do exactly what the old masters did. We're going to take our subject and place them next to a window. This is the easiest, the cheapest, and the best quality light that you can find without having to invest in any lighting equipment. The difference between the two lighting environments, outside and indoors, provides us with the perfect balance that we need to create the range of values. It also provides the opportunity for the light to softly wrap around the face. Let's walk inside a regular room inside of a regular house and see what's available to us in terms of effective window lighting. Let's look at the area that's right up against the window at the 0-foot mark and about 3 feet away to the side of the window. Each of them will give you a slightly different quality of light, depending on the time of day, the weather, and the coloring of the person that you're photographing. These will all determine the best position that you'll take in order to get the best reference image. Let's look at a couple of examples. I notice that when I put the models with dark hair and light skin directly next to the window, the effect is actually really good. The dark hair counterbalances the whiteness of the skin and gives us the range of values that we're looking for. We're able to get nice shadow shapes, and that combination works really, really well. But when I worked with models who had very light skin and very fair hair or even white hair, the effect was very different. I was able to get obviously very nice bright highlights, but I had to push my contrasts afterwards in order to get the darks. And when I worked with a model with very dark skin and dark hair, the contrast was not enough and the darks just began to overwhelm the entire image. And I found the effect too intense and unflattering. Let's take a look at a series of models and move them around the room, and you'll notice how the lighting changes and how it affects the way the model looks. In the image on the left, our model is situated 3 feet from the window. To the right, she's been moved 10 feet from the window. Notice how the shadows are much softer and much more diffused. In the image on the left, the model is standing only 1 foot away from the window, but I used the on-camera flash. In the image on the right, the model is standing about 13 feet away from the window, but she is facing it directly, so the light that is hitting her face is diffused and flat, thereby eliminating all of our shadows. All 4 images were taken in the same room, minutes apart, with the same lighting and the same camera. The only thing that is different about each one of them is that the model stood in a different place. For this model, 3 feet away from the window was the best choice. For the next model with dark skin, we have a whole other set of issues. And you can see putting her on the left side next to the window at the 1 foot mark is too harsh. There's too many shadows, not enough contrast, and it's simply not flattering. In the image on the right, we've moved her 3 feet away from the window, and you can see already how the diffusing light is far more flattering. But when I move her 10 feet away from the window, the soft, diffused light works the best. The very thing that didn't work with our models with the light skin. And the image on the right, once again, this model is 13 feet away from the window, directly facing it. So she has flat, even lighting on her face and causes the same problem, only on the other end of the value scale where there's not enough range of values. So the takeaway from all of this is that you simply need a window during the day, and then experiment with different spots in the room to find the best lighting for your particular model. And when you take the picture and you look at it, what you're looking for specifically is a range of values, strong shadow shapes, and a variety of edges.
And in the next video, I'm going to show you how to effectively work with your model, how to get past the giggles and the shyness, and how to establish the best shot that will work as a good reference image for your artwork. Don't forget to click the link below to get your free downloadable reference guide. All of this material is part of a full course called Draw a Portrait from Your Own Photo, which you can also access from a link below. Thanks for watching, and remember, stay creative. This is your time to express yourself, and we'll see you in the next video.